What would I make differently, or what were the best decisions during my career? So far, I'm young, but the first time I made money was when I was 6 years old. Can you imagine? And yeah, my first, I think it was $40. It's not bad, like when you're six, right? And it was like 2001. Okay, anyway, I did a lot of things, and yeah, hi, my name is Sam. I usually talk about just individual freedom, but there are a lot of, and how we can broaden it, and there are a lot of interconnected topics. And for sure, one of them is to actually have money and to make money, and this capacity to make money. And I know I'm on the way, as we all are actually. And today I would like to share some of the points which were actually super good for me, and also some mistakes I made and I realized like now. And yeah, I hope that to be just useful to someone. Okay, so first, for sure, when I was just going my way. Like, this is for decisions in life, in work, in anything, like actually like choosing myself. So when I felt like making a change and it was hard, like, for example, I was, for sure, I wasn't accepting certain job offers, which I felt are not really mine. Or when I felt like leaving, I just really left because I felt like it's not okay. Anytime when you're bullied, when you have toxic colleagues and so on, just like it's not worth it. And well, I don't like the office, right? And that's the same thing. So that like I understand, to me, that like of course you can have two good colleagues and then you are sort of compliant with the rest. I don't want to live in such an environment, right? So I want to create my own environment, and to me that's a big deal, like because I don't want to be in among toxic people. And actually, like, it's not that easy as said. So just like I'm really literally just super like picking who is around me, because we're mirroring people, and no matter how much you hate it, is that like yeah, if you will be just around a colleague, you are adjusting yourself to, which is like sick, like you're literally wasting your time, like changing your behavior towards someone just to be compliant and just to not create some conflict or something. So you will just start behaving the same way as they do. Okay, next. So like you got a point. Always choose yourself. If it doesn't make sense, it's right still. Like it doesn't matter. Like if I felt like leaving IT for super long, and it took me, I think, a year and a half since I wanted to leave. Was it? It's so bad. Wow, it's hard. Yeah, I think so. Or one. Like, yeah, I was postponing it, and I like retrospectively, I understood that I'm not really growing, I'm not really evolving at work. And yeah, we were just discussing with like my partner was saying that it's really hard to grow like more than 30%. And you have inflation and so on, and I agree that with wealth, indeed, like it's not easy, but with how much you make yearly, that's not true. So that like you want to, as best, like you want to, let's say you want to make twice as much money than a year ago. And if you're not like heading there, so like first, you don't even beat, most of the rises are not even beating inflation. So like, okay, this is for sure like another thing that I've learned and I understood like in the past, let's say 1-2 years. And I wouldn't go back, right? So it's just a mindset shift. So you are the manager of your life, and you manage whether you're actually evolving, whether you're growing or not. And if you're like growing by, I don't know, they reduce your money, why are you staying? I mean, like, inflation just ate 20% of your income, and you're 20% poorer than you were a year ago. And you will say, oh, you know, like, you won't ask for rise, and it's also like about providing value. Anyway, the thing is that we're so scared to look numb, to look weird, to look to not be right, to, you know, we're so scared of the shame that, oh, what they will think of us. And the reality is that, like, we're holding ourselves back, so we're not fulfilling our dreams, we're not fulfilling what we want, as if it wasn't important, because what they will think. So that, like, oh, they will think that I want too much money, or what, this is the, they will tell me. You're predicting what someone else will tell you. You can't. That's it. And so just like, yeah, actually ask. And that's, you know, it's actually so adult. So that's it. Like, okay, they can say something, they can think whatever they want. It's not your business, whatever, fuck them, you know? Just go and, like, really pursue. You know, I would say that you haven't get rice because you haven't asked for it. That's how it works too. So that, like, yeah, no one will, like, come to you and be like, wow, you're so good, like, we will give you more money. No, they will rather give you more work. That's it. If you're employed, of course. And if you're not, like, if you're a freelancer or anything, so that, like, then it's all in your hands. I think it just, like, makes you, it's sort of like easier to get lazy because you don't have to. I mean, it's not easy, but, like, that's how it works. So then you understand that, like, money is not really linear. Yeah. So okay. So I mean, I think you got a point. Aim to grow at certain level you want to. Like, I think you don't want to grow x10. You can. But I think it's better to grow all areas in life. Like, make sure that you have in check, like, some relationship, going for dates at least, or something, some romance, blah blah blah, friendships, relationships with family, hobbies, body, and my running. I'm procrastinating now with this video. Yeah, some sleep and so on, health, etc. That's the body. And at the same time work, like, this self-actualization and so on, so that, like, you know, like, you want to make as best, like, you want to make x2 in working like 4 hours a day, 4 days a week. Like, it sounds crazy. I mean, it for sure sounds super crazy to someone, like, working 200 hours a month. I used to be there. But that's exactly, like, the real growth, so that, like, you can also focus on other areas, and it's like you're improving your life really. If you'll just make x2 in, like, even more stress and even more tension, it won't work. You understand that, like, your body is like, no, I'm not growing, you know, right? And first of all, you have to imagine it, that you actually make more. How it will look like, what would you do, so that, like, you can imagine, you can accept it, because otherwise you will have, like, internal like, sort of protest, and your body, like, somehow you will create it the way so that you wouldn't grow. Okay, that's it. What else? For sure, leaving is good. Like, it really always moved me much forward. Like, you cannot just add on endlessly, but I also realized one nuance in this. So, like, you want to leave where it's not working for you. Actually, leaving, it can be a niche, it can be the industry, it can be just a company, it can be a project. Most likely it will move you forward, so that, like, you're actually learning. You'll go to learn something new, and you will grow somehow. That's A. And B, at the same time, I understood it like I had the tendency to leave something when wasn't willing to see some other problem in my life. So to avoid problems with, let's say, relationship, to face that, to actually understand it, and to really like, face it. So instead I was like, oh, maybe I should change the work, I should change the company, I'm not making enough, blah 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 blah. And I was like just directing my focus to something else. And this is so common to just anything. So that like it's the same with if you have problems with work, vice versa. So that like you're directing your attention somewhere else. Okay. Yet it's good not to leave. Exactly, to be capable to see oneself from the side. For example, my pattern used to be when it started to become easy, I was leaving because I was scared that it will be boring, etc., etc. But in reality, this is when you actually start making money, when it starts feeling easy. So it's like when you put less effort because you don't have to learn more, blah blah blah. You already are enough and you're fine with that. And of course you still constantly learn, but you can focus on other things as well. And this is the time when to actually stick, when people already come to you, they know you, word of mouth, all these things. So like this is when to just keep going and just like accept it. Oh wow, I'm really getting into this other phase. Because I get so used to like it has to be hard that to me it was like mind-blowing, like how. So yeah, this is a good one actually. But yet then like to actually leave from something, it really like made me grow because I was learning a lot and so on. But it shouldn't be like leaving for the sake of leaving, right? Okay. And for sure, if I was younger and if I was like, I don't know, whatever, some student, go to the conferences, like go to the companies you consider applying to, and it's so good. It's just like it broadens your connections, work on your connections on LinkedIn, write about your progress, write about how you're learning. And it's not for you to it's not for you to have like many followers, but or to change a job today. We are thinking that like, oh, I won't be like sort of this compliant, in this relationship with my work. In reality, you're just building yourself a potential backup because you don't know, like they can fire you tomorrow. And or even if you're a freelancer, it doesn't matter. Whatever you are, whoever you are, whatever you do, like you want to have a network of people who know about you, because if things, whatever, if you decide to change, it doesn't matter. So you will have this network and it won't go away. And they will already know you, and they will already trust you because they saw you several times, and it will help. Going to conferences, it's good to network, to connect with some other people and so on, and to see also what would work for you, how do they work in certain companies, etc., etc., etc. So I think this is really cool. And especially like I really recommend you to be courageous. And one of the best things I did ever, it was that I saw one event manager I liked. I saw how he works, how he's like not stressing and so on, how he's like capable to well think. And I was like, hey, Vladimir, aren't you seeking an assistant? And in 2 weeks after that, or 3 weeks after that, I was managing a client for him at one like large film festival. I was managing some 12 people were there, and it was like a cafe, whatever, for 12 days in a festival, like simple thing, but actually working 14 hours a day, he didn't give me any like guidance or anything, but he was like behind my back. And I understood that, like, damn it, this is the person I want to have behind my back, and I want to learn from, and I want to learn from the processes and so on. And we were like super good fit, because he was like and I was just like sort of walking behind him and like collecting the papers he lost and forgot and so on. And I was like sort of making it cleaner and more work and so on, and calculating things and finances and so on. And I learned by doing, literally. And 2 weeks after that, I was managing 130 people at the world's largest drum and bass festival. So please, if you see someone you would like to really work with, come and talk to them and just be in touch at least. Because you know, like when I was hiring an assistant for myself, I understood that I would really prefer someone who knows me. And now, like, I will tell you again, like, it's better if people know me, if they watch my content, if they read my posts, if they met me, you know, like I actually like got some, I don't know, 40 CVs last time. And I think there were some 5 people who told me, I met you at a conference, I saw you speaking, I saw your video, I saw your posts, I know what you're doing, blah, blah, blah. And you know, this is really cool, because I understand that for me to explain them what I do and what are my values, it will not be easier. It will be like, we're on the same page, more likely. Of course, like, they could just see me somewhere and just mention it, like, whatever. But it's really cool. You want to work with these people. Really, you do. Like, imagine yourself if you were in this position, so that, well, it's better. Not to, like, your ego, but actually that, like, okay, we'll be, like, value fit, and we'll be on the same page, and we understand where we are heading. And this sort of, like, vision will be easier to share. Okay. And it can be even just this, like, so that I saw that his behavior is like that, and I was like, it would work, like, together. So yeah, Vladimir was the good thing, but it wasn't the first time I made it. Like, actually, that's funny. Like, if you know, like, okay, I keep getting spam from some Indian people, like, offering me the cell analysis, but if it was like face to face, if you already knew someone, for example, let's say you build your simplified LinkedIn and you post there once a week about your progress in education and so on. So or whatever you're learning, whatever you're doing, it doesn't matter. So some people already will know about you, and you can talk to them, like, what are your problems you're currently having and you wish to resolve, blah 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 blah. And you might get somewhere. And I mean, this is a way how to act. If you approach someone, you can actually potentially get a client like this, or a collaboration, or I don't know, like, whatever. Like, there are certain different ways, but for sure, just like talking to people, and really just people are good. And don't get focused on this person. One person is like for nothing, but you want to know a lot of people. So that's good. Yeah, for sure. Like, it can really, like, make you feel, it can make you better a lot. And a lot of people are good. Just like, whatever happens, you know whom to call and so on. I used to use this at the event management so much. Okay, yeah, approach people. And from skills perspective, you know, I was so overestimating okay, you have full LinkedIn of just learning. Okay, like, learn, grow, blah blah blah. And I agree. I think what was killing my self-esteem the most was that I was constantly thinking till a few days ago that I need to do more, I need to learn more, I need to still, like, you know, I'm not enough. It's not true. So like the biggest lesson is that we are enough already the way we are, and we will learn, but we are already enough. That's it. And this was the biggest, my like self-esteem killer to do something, was actually by constantly seeing myself as like, oh, this is all the places where I have to grow. Okay, yes, I will, but it's not that important now. Fuck it. Like already I don't have to. No, I don't have to. And I mean, I learned a lot. I changed a lot of positions. I changed a lot of industries. And imagine where I started. So okay, when I was 6 years old, when I was little, my mother was a model. And so it was like an easy, like copy-paste way for me. And instead, I decided to go my way, the hard way, whatever, and to like learn other things and just totally like find my way, whatever. And in the end, I ended up in sort of like marketing services, right? Anyway. And it all went through being hostess, being for a couple of years in hospitality, from literally cleaning the toilets in to open the bar, to serving people in high-end, one of the best restaurants, places, bars, whatever, in Prague, or actually in the world. Hello. Yeah, managing 130 people, managing $500,000 turnover in 4 days. Oh my gosh, counting all these money. You know, like I never got any guidance to it. And this is what I want to say, that I overestimated how much I have to learn before doing something. Just like it's so much nonsense. I'm so much now for like just learning by doing, because all this like learning for its own sake is like a huge waste of time. Because if you want to use, let's say even like 20%, so those 20% were a lost time. And imagine you learn every day, you like so dedicated, you learn 10 hours a day, so just 4 hours were wasted. It's like 20%, 2 hours were wasted. It's a lot of time. And I'll tell you that you will not use like 90%. So imagine like if you learned actually 1 hour, but you actually built something, if you did something, you would learn much more, and you would already have some result. And it would be first like more motivating for you, because you would feel like you would have some sort of feedback of like, is it working or not? And all this like learning for the sake of learning that we actually taught when we were at school, I'm sorry, it's for nothing. Like, I know, okay, someone will disagree with me, it's okay. But I wasted a lot of time with this. Like really a lot of time. And I was exactly this, you know, good girl. Who should get all good grades and so on and so on. And so like I thought that like this like learning for the sake of learning, you know, okay, now I have here Hawking the theory of everything, but it's for my interest, not for learning. I'm just going, like I read it, I enjoy it, but like out of interest, that's it. And not to memorize, not to learn it, because it's a lot of effort you put in. And this effort you could put into something creative, something real, something that will actually bring you result. And by result, I tell even the feedback, just to get a certain contact with reality, so that you actually deliver something. And we're so scared to make this step, but in reality, this is the only thing that is relevant. Everything else is like for nothing. I'm sorry, like because otherwise we are just like theorizing, like, oh, one day I will be better and so on. And yeah, I just remember there's my friend Robert, who visited us in Tbilisi and was at my networking breakfast here, my special guest. So he made a transition from normal IT into cybersecurity, and there he actually really had to learn a lot into actually entering the field. Yes, but it's not for nothing. Like even with cybersecurity, so yeah, like I had to like it's good to learn, I don't know, networking, and there are a lot of things to learn, like really a lot. Even if you've been already in IT, you have to go deeper, because there's not something like entry level really, like it's not existing for the characteristic of the industry. You have to learn a lot of things to enter the field. But you already, first, there's a lot of hands-on, which is the best you can do, so that you actually really practice it. So that's first thing. And second, you already know where exactly you're heading. So then, okay. But mostly like you won't know really where you're heading. And if you want to just learn like something, I mean, like get some position in some company and learn over there and get paid for it. And so that like you learn, you deliver something for them, and that's it. Like if you want to evolve some skill, let's say. You can learn for hobby, like if you're curious about something. But please, like, don't do this like learning for the sake of learning. So that like, oh, maybe I will read this book, maybe I will go through this course. What if I wanted to try like project management? Of course, it's good to have a broadened perspective. I am this like wide knowledge person. I love this bigger picture, understanding everything, blah 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 blah. And I will tell you that today I am 100% for it. I think it's really good to understand the connections between each other. But I am good at certain things, and it totally makes sense to do these things first. That's it. And all the rest, like, I don't have to do. I actually don't have to do. Imagine that, like, for example, okay, now I focus, I totally narrowed my focus into into Georgian bank accounts opening remotely. That's it. Just this one service. At the same time, I keep getting people who want to open the company remotely, get accounting, tax advising, blah 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 blah. I get these like colleagues with me, and I just connect them, and it's good. But I focus on this one thing. I was like, oh, maybe I can hire an accountant and I can do it in-house, and I was like, what do I actually want to do? Do I want to have a big company with 50 people I own and would be like, wow, like what a business? Or can I have colleagues, contractors, or like we have some collaboration, whatever, who can do it without me actually like, and me just being sort of like the marketing person, what I'm strong at. Like, of course, like you can say, okay, I'm strong at managing people. Haha, fine. Yes. But is that really something I want to evolve further? Is this something I was given this in the feedback from people when I was gathering feedback from some 20, maybe 30 people during self-development training, and a few people actually told me that like I could go more into leadership, and I can really well like sort of go like you do this and so on. And so we actually collaborate and we bring in the result, and we work asynchronously and so on and so on and so on. I'm super good at it, but it's not what I want to do. The life I currently want to live is I want to work little, I want to do just things I really enjoy, and that's it. And so I focus now on the marketing, on contact with people. I'm trying to understand more the needs of people and so on. And that's it. So like, why? Because it's easy for me. It's something I enjoy, I like, and it's like very natural to me. I don't have to push myself. I don't have to push myself to reply to the clients. And so the state of my body most of the day is just like I'm sort of relaxed. I'm fine. I feel good. I enjoy what I do. And this is the state I want to be at. And so, yeah, maybe it would make sense then to get hard. And, I partly consider it. So that like, maybe I consider to go for some, but like part-time C-level position. But not now. I don't want it now. Like now I know that my focus is more life, and I'm learning this, and to me it's more important to work less than to work hard. I don't want to work hard. Really, I don't want to. I want to work 4 hours a day. That's it. 4 hours a day. I mean, is it legal? And even like less. If I can work 1 hour a day, 4 days a week, I will do it. And honestly, this is often the case. And it's totally okay. Yeah, so what is my current focus? What do I really want now? So that's really important. Yeah. And I just do things that I enjoy. Because imagine that I would have to do, you know, I remember one of my previous works, I remember how someone told me like, yeah, you know, like, I understand you don't like this, but like, it's like this, you know, have to, like, this necessary evil. What the hell is necessary evil? What? Okay? No necessary. There's nothing necessary. There's nothing like necessary. It's a choice. That's it. And of course, if you're employed, you will have necessary evil because you don't give a damn about what you want. And it's like sort of normal, like you're employed. And so like whatever, it's up to you what you choose. But imagine like, yeah, okay, let me make another video. How would I begin? Oh, no, I promise I need to go running. How would I begin if I began today? Okay. So yeah, you can decide to do what you want to do, and it's okay. And also, and okay, one last thing, it is that you will never know like for sure, and it's okay. Like you can imagine maybe like your point B in 6 months, in maybe 1 year, but still like the things will turn out totally differently, and it's okay. Like I would just pick some particular things that are important to you, and like not to, you know, like we still sort of like keep figuring it out, and everyone does. It's like no one in the world knows exactly like what is going on or where they are actually really heading. So you cannot predict everything. It's normal, it's not possible. And you want to accept that you will never really know for sure how it will turn out, and what it's okay to not to know exactly like what you want. Like it's a bit hard. Like if you will plan to become a CEO, like to get hired, let's say, and not like from the like core team position, whatever, I think you won't really plan it. I think it's not something that like you can plan. You can want it, but in the end, like these things are usually happening. I don't want to say by chance, but like it's a bit like you know, I have a lot of successful people around me, and some of them are still employed, and or some of them are employed, okay, let's say it like this. They don't want to be like total like freelancer or something, and it's okay. They're not like entrepreneurs. Okay, let's say like successful, okay, let's say like status people, whatever. It doesn't have to be the same thing. Sorry. So you know, they are not really like, one of my friends, he just became, I don't know, some C-level of one company based in Madrid remotely, and it's like in the crypto. Anyway, the thing is that he wasn't really aiming for it. What he was doing is that he was like, he created surroundings that fit to him. So he wanted to be in the startup world, in like Web3, blah blah blah, and he's already positioning himself among the C-level people, and somehow offered this to him, and it was like particularly offered, and it was not through like a job offer. Well, that's another thing. Most and best hires, best positions, best work you will ever work at, it will be directly through people. So again, people, people, people. Okay, to summarize it a bit, find people, choose yourself, focus on how you want to grow and what you actually, where you want to grow, where are you heading, where you want to get, but don't overthink it at the same time. Be like, you're already enough. Don't learn for the sake of learning, just to learn. Yeah, that's it, I think. Let me know your thoughts and take care.